You know, obviously it still means a lot to both teams here. You know, when you get an opportunity to represent your country, it's always an honour and a privilege, and I'm very sure that both these teams will be gunning there for the win today, and hopefully trying to win the series.
Yeah, well, I know that Fidel from the Australian side, he's their coach. He's got this mob all fired up. They were on a ban last night, out to dinner early, back home to their rooms, weren't allowed out on the town. So he's got them all ready to go. And there's no doubt that the Kiwis know how important this is to them. If they can wrap this game up, they win the series 3-1.
Well, as you said to Billy yesterday, and you alluded to it in regards to the World Cup last year, you know, Australia just absolutely dominated the tournament. So this is an opportunity for New Zealand, being a home series, for them to show that they can actually compete with Australia and, in fact, win some grades as well. So it's good to see a bit more parity from the New Zealand sides, and it's you know, a great opportunity for them to really stand up and be counted after being dominated by Australia for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did see a bit of this. We did have the senior mixed on field one yesterday with a live stream, and so if we just go through again for you while we've still got about 2 minutes, I think, before we kick off. Just highlight, Rusty, a couple of New Zealand players, and I'll highlight a couple of the Australian players for you to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for the men inside the senior mixed side, the guys that we want to keep an eye out for are Widimu, number 13, Widimu Thompson, Corey Nathan, 13 and 14. Both are really mercurial players, and they'll be the key players that they'll be looking to get through. Also, Steve Robertson in the men as well. He's their captain. He'll be driving the ship for the senior mixed. In the ladies, interesting one in particular, Tisha Liliki. She's a really strong player. Played for the New Zealand Kiwi Ferns as well for a few years. Played in the World Cup as well. So very experienced player, adding a lot of experience into this lineup for the New Zealand team today.
And just one other player too, mate, we might identify, because yesterday I thoroughly enjoyed his game and enjoyed calling him Panomi number 1.
Yes, I got a bit of pace about him as well. He's an entertaining player, and if he gets a bit of space, he'll no doubt be entertaining the crowd today.
Yeah, and just if we go over into the Australian side, you have a look at the girls. You've got number 2 in Mel Kassam. She's one there to have a good look at. In the boys, you've got Glenn Hodgson. Jonathan Pritchard played a pretty good game there yesterday that we called. And also the number 1, who was their main playmaker, is Selwyn Wapapapa. How you say his name? I should say.
Papa.
I don't even say it, you know, I just say, go, how you going, Sel? Every time I see him, Sel. So here we are. It's beautiful sunshine. Just about an hour ago we had a downpour. It poured rain here, but only lasted about 5 or 6 minutes. And the sun has been out ever since. And sitting in our commentary position here, Rusty, high above field 1, we're in the sun. Now we've got the referees doing a few antics out there, doing some sort of a pose. Do it again. There it is there for you. The cameraman got the ref. That's Ray Dent coming out of Queensland, who will be in charge of this game. Apparently he said something about it's all the rage, doing some sort of a signal, but here we go. There's the hooter, and we're underway as Selwyn kicks off for Australia with a big bounce and going dead straight away and forcing the line drop. And again, Rusty, we've got that breeze blowing from the north to south, and it's behind the Australian side, so they'll be looking to use the wind to capitalise on it.
Yeah, it's a real steady breeze, probably around 15 knots, so it's a decent wind there, so there's definitely an advantage to the team running from your left to right on screen, which is basically north to south, and so the Australians, they do have the advantage in the first half. So Australia looking to drive the middle here. Now their woman there just coming back and just switching it from left to right here, keeping the New Zealand defence guessing here with their attacking skills here. But that was a forward pass. New Zealand let off the hook there. That was a giveaway easy possession there on a silly error.
Yeah, so they started off all right with the kick, forcing the line drop out, but then didn't really handle a nice set of 6 to start with, making the mistake. And the referee's got a couple offside. He's got him in the pocket. If she makes the tag here, he'll blow the penalty, but she stays out of it, and there he goes with the penalty. Geez, I can read these referees like a book.
Well, I'd expect you to, mate. Didn't you write the book?
Yeah, did a little bit of it once upon a time. So here's the Kiwis' first chance inside the Australian half as they start to swing it out wide.
That was a lovely ball.
Lovely tag. He was away too, the number 18.
And that's number 20 there for the New Zealanders there. She's Afina Marsh. She's another one there from the rugby and league background there. She's played for New Zealand, and been a national rep at both rugby and league. She's a very, very talented player, Safina Marsh. It was a lovely short ball there, and just good to see the girls when they get involved in the ball play.
So again now the Kiwis on last play. Let's see if they'll use the kick or run it. So there goes Panimi with a kick that's rebounded off the Australian, so it's still play on and tag there. So it wasn't played at. Change over now to the Aussies, and they're around about 8 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, both sides feeling each other out. Obviously so much to play for both teams here. An opportunity for Australia to tie the series up with a victory in this match, which would force it into a tied series, which would force, as you said, the extra time. In New Zealand here, if they can get either a draw or a win, it'll be enough for them to win the series. So
there's a kick from Selwyn, and this looks good. It looks like a 50-10, and he's nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, and he's being replaced as a result. Scott Shea will take his place.
Yes.
Sorry, Luke Lane will take his place as the playmaker, and he's got the ball in his hands now. Turns a little one back inside, and she's through. Look at that. She actually stumbled as she went through the hole between the two Kiwi players, and it was our number 3. Oh, yeah, 3-pointer.
What a way to start the match.
It was our number 12 in Marama Pate. So just a little stumble as she went through the gap between the two players, and they both put their hands out to take the tag from either side of the shorts and missed. And she looked down and found their tags were still on, and she found herself in the middle of the bonus box for a 3-pointer. Great start to the Aussies.
Absolutely. It's the best start you could hope for, and New Zealand really under pressure now. With a 3-point opener, that's just an absolute great move by the Australians there. Really simple as well, just a simple missed tag there. Wasn't too tricky, but the New Zealand defender there just missing her tag and allowing that easy 3-pointer to start the match for Australia today. A little bit of back chat there, bit of attitude there. Again, that's just a classic sign of frustration from the New Zealanders. They're really going to have to get a bit more discipline and be patient to have any chance of coming back into the game.
You just see the effect too that downpour that we had an hour ago we talked about, Rusty, is the effect it has had on the field. As you see these players run, you'll see little divots just coming up from their boots, and we have seen a couple of players already slide, ball slippery. So it will take some sort of effect, and they may have to play a little bit more direct until this sun's had enough time to dry the field out. So the Aussies just going through their motions in, and this, I think this kick's played at. No, he says not played at, so he will give it back to the Kiwis, and they're 8 metres on their own side of the half. Well, lazy play the ball, but it's okay. And Irene Talangi just has a bit of a run up there, loses a footing, but was tagged first. So they go back to the right, the Kiwis. Nice little run there by Mealy Lulalai. Close. You got to help me here, Rusty.
Yeah, that's, you may remember the ex-Kiwi James Lulalai.
Yep.
So that's the same family here. So that's another relation there. Thomas Lulalai, they're related. They're a big league family as well. And now the children moving into tag as well. And no doubt you'd notice that in Australia too, with the amount of first graders and their children now playing the game. And a lot of our leaguers, they love tag as an off-season sport and prefer it to touch as well because of the skills and a lot of the things that are transferable from tag into league and vice versa.
Well, as you say, it's playing rugby league without getting tackled, just tagged instead.
Oh, exactly. So it's a wonderful off-season sport for all our leagueies. And
good thing with the kids, Rusty, is when you've got young teams, you know, your 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids who are just starting out playing rugby league. In the summer season, you stick them into a Oztag competition, and there's another kick by Selwyn, but that one hasn't got the angle on it. It's too big and goes dead, and that'll be forcing a 10-metre tap and give the Kiwis 7 tags. Yeah, so you put your team, and this is what a lot of the Aussie teams did, footballing teams did. They signed up in summer as their team that played together in winter and tackle.
Excellent.
And it teaches them to run at the holes, the gaps, and to unload. and all of a sudden they come back for the following winter season.
It's a logical
and their
move.
skill level has
Absolutely,
improved immensely.
Well, you get all those opportunities to work on your combinations. You can still, run your lines for your second rowers, your props, running their lines around the ruck. You got your halves working on their distribution, their kicking game. Got your outside backs working on their timing, their finishing. So you can polish up all those skills that are all relevant when it comes back to rugby league in the winter.
Now, and here's the Aussies, Rusty, just as you speak.
Yes.
Attacking the line, almost getting over there was the 15 in Dylan Hempel. Now Selwyn holding up, gives one back inside pass. Did a bit of a show and go. And then looked away and threw the pass without looking. Selwyn again. Lobs the little one out again to Dylan Hempel, trying to put him over. Last play now. It'll go to Selwyn, playmaker. Long pass, cut out pass. Nice little grubber kick through there by Alison Walters, but cleaned up by the Kiwis, and they're on their way out. There's another contact penalty. Across the body, not getting the tags clean. Doesn't allow the runner to keep running, so they blow the penalty, these referees, on it, which is good. Now the grubber kick through. Here's a nice run. And he gets away from him.
Yeah, the idea was quite good with their kick, but it really needed a lot more power behind it to look to get down deeper inside Australian territory. Give their chaser more time to push up on the Australian as well, but that penalty there, giving New Zealand an advantage inside Australian territory now.
Oh, that's a lovely inside ball, and he goes, he plays. Wow. Now, did he get tagged? Because he played. He could have scored. The referee says he did.
Yeah, it's a two-pointer.
Yeah, and that was the number 6, I think it was.
Yes.
Steve Robinson. I thought he bombed it, Rusty, because he was running for the line and he came back inside one of the players trying to get to the bonus box and almost got tagged before he got the ball down. Was just very lucky to get it down first.
He certainly was. There wasn't much in there at all, so he's very lucky to get that try there. He could have easily lost that with the tag being a bit early on him.
But it paid off, and it's brought the score back now, and there's a mistake. It's 3-2 to the Aussies, but then a big mistake then with a knock on. And Rachel Shepherd, unfortunately, putting it down. Now, what can the Aussies do? Back on the attack straight away in the face of the Kiwis. 5 metres out. They come to the right. Overrun then. And we have a pre-tag, I think. They tagged the number 5, which was Annalise Burke, and she never had the ball. So the referee says you can have a penalty 10 metres out, right in front of the box. They go to the right on his own. That was Philip Malaro. Ball runs around his own player. Easy penalty, that one.
Yeah, just a silly play there. Just a little bit lazy, the runner there, and standoff there, just going around the runner and using her as a shepherd there, so an obstruction was called. New Zealand now gifted position back and opportunity for them to get out of their half again. But they're looking to get a much better kick on this set. Afina Marsh carries the ball well. I'd like to see the Barrados carrying the ball in 2 hands there and then keeping their options open. That's a better kick there from New Zealand.
Yeah, it's a good kick by Steve Robertson. He's only just come back straight onto the field. Rusty ran straight out, was the first receiver with that ball and put the kick in.
Yeah, that was a smart play there. Much more what they needed in that earlier kick, so it's nice to see that they've adjusted his kick there, and there's a much better kick, putting them in a much better field position now for Australia, working it deep out of their half. Forward pass.
Yeah, that's costing a mistake now. That's
New Zealand gifted there a new set. Right on the Australian 10-metre line, so Australia now with a big set of defeats up for them now. New Zealand getting deep out to the right side.
So the Aussies have moved up in a straight line here. Kiwis just passing that ball around now, looking for the opening. The Aussies holding a good straight line. No gaps. Just could come down to a missed tag, and it almost did then. I think that was Alison Walters was unfortunately missed the tag, but one of the players was there to clean it up. So here's their last play. They'll come left. No look pass. shut down very quickly then.
Good
By
see the
Jonathan
defence from
Pritchard.
Australia there, Billy. You know, their comms are really good. They held their line. You know, nobody was shooting out of the line. They were holding their line really well. Their shape on defence is real good, and the communication was solid as well. So New Zealand shut out on that occasion by a good defensive set from Australia.
And then Selwyn just copped the tag. Then all he was interested in was saying to the referee, "That's 6 again, mate."
Yeah, he got his restart there, recount.
So the Kiwis are doing a good job here in shutting the Aussies down. They can't get out of their own half, so they're going to have to rely on the kick here. And I'd say it'll be coming very shortly from Selwyn. He'll open up an angle and go for it. There it is. He's going for the 50-10, but that will run away from the sideline. But it's a great chase from the Aussies. Here they come. Well cleaned up then by the 17 in Karen Butterworth. But what's the referee said? He said she's knocked it on.
Yep.
Well, I thought she was always going back towards the line, but here's the Aussies. They got a massive overlap. This number 9 is offside by a long way, and he dives through. And I tell you what, tags are off. Now, I don't know why it was the number 3 in Paul Moses, why he didn't throw that ball one more pass left, because she was unmarked. She would have gone over in the corner.
Yeah, that was a little bit silly there, Billy. Wasted opportunity.
Because the number 9 from New Zealand, who was doing the chase, and that's Brandenburg, he was a mile offside. And the referee called him out of it, and that was the opportunity to keep going left. But anyway, they come back to the right now, playing on. Here's a nice flat run, but dropped the ball again. Another lost opportunity with the Kiwis. Picked it up and is straight on the attack. And still going, still going. And that's a great run there by the number 12 in Arama Mahava. And it was Dylan Hempel who saved the day, because had he not been there, the Kiwis were in. And there's Panomi running onto a ball and couldn't hold it, and puts Australia straight back in on the attack. Now costly mistake too there by the Aussies. And Philip Malaro running down the sideline, ran out. Bad mistake. So this is an arm wrestle. You hear it all the time. It's one of those sayings you say with two teams, but this is really an arm wrestle.
But it certainly is, and at 3-2 here. You know, both sides here on tender hooks.
Oh, there's another one on tender hooks, Rusty.
There you go.
So
silly
what have we
mistake
got?
there.
What
Player
have we got
offside
then?
when he took the tap.
Well, you know what? That's harsh. When that happens, you just go and you go, stop. You got a player in front of you. Go back and take your tap again. That is very, very harsh to do that. Anyway, here we go. The Aussies through the number 6 then. And Alison Walters takes it up. Bit of a one-off. One up and hit. So through the playmaker's hands, Selwyn. That's a nice pass, cut-out pass there. And that's nicely done with the Aussies.
You know,
a little bit of work
runner
then.
in the 13 out on the right wing as well, and she was denied an opportunity. She was well in the open there, the number 13 for Australia, and Louise Scrutton. So she was a bit unlucky not to get the ball off her length there.
And a bit of work there with Jonathan Pritchard. And he can't.
Oh, it's a nice move here.
And
Great
he's
step
away.
from the New Zealand number 18 here. Tom Taiki.
Oh, and into the box as well, Rusty, for a 2-pointer.
Yeah, he had a clean pair of heels that boy, and as soon as that young man, I should say, but he just took his opportunity there, straight into the 2-point box. Too much speed for the Australians. Once he broke the line, he was gone. Nobody could catch him. And that gives New Zealand the lead, 4-3. About 5 minutes to go.
To half-time.
Till half-time, correct.
So if you've just joined us here on the live stream in this senior mixed game, the Test Series stands at 2-1 with also a drawn game. So Australia must win this game to force extra time to play off for the series. And at the moment, as Rusty just called it, New Zealand lead 4-3. Here's a nice kick going for the 50-10, but it'll be too big. And over it goes.
It's a much better tactic for them though, Billy. You know, even if it does go dead, they're restarting on the 10, but so you're in the right part of the field, so it's always a smart move if you're using your kicking game intelligently.
So as we get close to the half-time, and this is where it's always crucial, because so many games we saw yesterday, Rusty, where teams scored right on the break, and it really upset the team was in front. Now we got a contact there. I think that was Panomi.
Yeah, one game in particular, Billy, where we actually saw them scoring in the very last play of the match to turn the match and the result of the match. We saw a 1-point lead swap hands in the last play of the match.
Yeah, now let me tell you, Luke Lane, Rusty, just threw a pass to Jonathan Pritchard, which up here I thought was forward, and the touchies picked it as well. They weren't real happy with it, but it was the correct call. So they gave away some cheap possession there. So they've got to work hard now.
Well, that's it. But
and as you were saying, I think it was the girls' 20s, and they scored with the intercept pass as the hooter rang.
On the hooter.
Yeah.
Into the 2-point zone and changed the result of the match, and one player on the hooter. So just an amazing result for Australia. And that win, the resulting win, was actually forcing a drawn series with two wins each moving into today's match. So absolute cliffhanger for the girls today, and exciting opportunity for both sides to win the series.
And we might do that at half-time too. We might just talk the viewers through some of the teams that are playing, looking for deciders, playing in deciders, or looking to win their game to force the extra time to work out who will win that test series in that division. I think all up there's about 8 of them where it's live. And here's a nice play by Australia, double kick, and he's been tagged. I say we got a late tag here. Still playing the advantage out, knock on there, and there's the penalty. It was a late tag. It was a double kick and tagged on that second one. It was the number 9, Philip Malaro, that was tagged. So here we are, getting close to half-time. Aussies 10 metres out with 6 tags up their sleeve. And there's a poor pass on the ground, puts pressure on them, cleaned up by Jonathan Pritchard. Now they go left. It's a one-off run just to settle by Alison Walters. Now they go left again. Run around. Off Luke Lane. Back to Philip Malaro, and he's tagged over on the far side. They come back to the right. Luke Lane again with the ball in his hands. He's the playmaker while Selwyn is off. And just a short little pass there to Annalise Burke. Centre field. They come back to the right. Nice little pass back there to Jonathan Pritchard. Try to put him through the gap, but he's tagged. Last tag. There they go short. Ball up. And it goes too long across the line, and that goes dead. But it was a nice little opportunity for Luke Lane with his kick.
Oh, they're certainly playing some tag there. You know, they really finished off with a good kick through there. They got through their set of 6, so that was a good attacking set from Aussie, but didn't come to fruition on that occasion. But still maintaining good pressure when they're down there in that attack zone.
Right into the gap there. Almost away. The young Kiwi lady. And there's our hooter. And here's a nice play. Oh, there's a big tag there. Jonathan Pritchard across the body. Probably lucky not to be checked for the penalty. But Ray Dent calls half-time in this senior mixed game here on field 1. And the score is New Zealand 4, Australia 3. So we'll just go through a couple of the results for you. Over on field 2, and we'll see if we can get some updates. The girls 16s are playing, and that is a decider. Australia and New Zealand are 2-all in that series. And so we'll just see if we can get an update for you on the score there over on field 2. We'll get that for you as quick as we can and let you know how the girls are going over there. Another game that we'll be seeing a little bit later on. Well, let me tell you who's wrapped it up and who has won so far. Just taking you through. Later on, the boys 16s, Australia leads 2-1 with a drawn series, so New Zealand need to win that to force it extra time. In the men's 21s, and we will see that in our second last time slot of the 5 test series matches here today, We'll see the men's 20s. And Australia lead 2-1 with a drawn test match. So New Zealand need to win that one. In the open mix, New Zealand have wrapped that up already with 3-1. In the men's... I've just gone quiet here because they are announcing some of the scores on other fields, but I just didn't pick that up. But we will get that to you quickly, especially that game between the 16 girls. In the men's 30s, Australia have wrapped that up 3 with a drawn. So they've finished that one off. And in the men's 45s, Australia lead that one 3-0. There's a drawn test match.